I'm feeling very on brand. Right then. You wanted a specific like teaching style video, you're getting one. This is the second attempt at me trying to make a video for the Studytube Project, so let's hope this goes well. Let's smash this, come on Anna, you can do this. And for those of you who've never seen my face before and therefore have absolutely no idea what I just said, hi, my name's Anna from the channel AnnaIsRandom and welcome back to the Studytube Project. So I'm a first year graphic design student and today I'm going to be introducing you all to the wonderful world of Gestalt Theory, which you most likely already know because it'll be in the title and probably why you clicked on this video. So I don't really know why I had to be so dramatic about it. Anyway, so for those of you who aren't designers, when I say Gestalt Theory, some of you might get a bit intimidated because it could potentially sound quite complicated, but don't panic! Trust me, once I've explained everything, it'll all make sense. It's not actually that difficult, it's actually quite simple, and you'll never look at logos in the same way again. That was horrible foreshadowing, oh my gosh. So what is Gestalt Theory? Gestalt Theory is defined as an organised whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts, which, again, can come across quite complicated, but trust me, it'll all make sense as we go along. So believe it or not, Gestalt Theory actually originates from 1920s German psychology, so there's a fun fact for you. As the quote suggests, Gestalt Theory is all about putting parts of an image together to form a whole image. However, it works on the principle that the brain is able to fill in the gaps between said parts to perceive the image as a whole. Which, again, I know can seem a bit like at the moment, but trust me, once I get into like the different principles of Gestalt Theory, it'll all make sense. So just stick with me here. So as I mentioned before with my horrific attempt at foreshadowing, the most common place we see Gestalt Theory in the world of graphic design is in logos. Therefore I'm going to be using a famous logo to illustrate each of the principles. So first let's talk about Similarity. This is seen in the NBC logo, which granted is probably more recognisable for our American viewers out there, but it's still a good example, so I'm using it anyway, deal with it. This principle is based on the elements of an image looking similar. Oh wow, does it take a genius to figure that out, does it? It's literally called Similarity. Well, yes, obviously I know that. I'm just trying to explain this. So going back to the NBC logo, you can see this principle demonstrated in like the rainbow teardrop shapes that you see in the logo. And I actually found out while researching that logo for this video that that's supposed to represent a peacock. So the next time someone sees a literal rainbow peacock, make sure to let me know. Then this logo actually also uses a bit of figure ground, which will make more sense later. So next let's talk about continuation, which works on the principle that the eye can move from one object to the next while still perceiving the image as a whole. So this is seen in the MasterCard logo, and as you can see that principle is quite clearly demonstrated with the overlapping circles. So this next one is actually one of my favourites, and it's called closure. Now this is most famously demonstrated in the WWF logo. I love this logo, it's so cute. Now this technique allows the brain to fill in gaps within parts of an image to perceive it as a whole, like we mentioned at the right at the beginning of this video. So even though there are gaps in the bits that make up that panda, we still perceive it as a panda because the human brain, am I right? So the next one I want to talk about is proximity, and as the name suggests, how close together the elements of an image are determine whether we perceive them as a group. The logo that I chose to demonstrate this point was the IBM logo. You know, those letters are literally just like a group of lines that are the right length and equal distance from each other so that our brain perceives them to be letters. But it's literally just lines, like a group of lines. Gestalt Theory. So let's move on to figure ground, which I mentioned briefly with the first principle that we talked about with the NBC logo. Now the logo example that I chose to demonstrate this point might trigger some people to hop on Twitter and be like, I was today years old when I found out this, you know, because the logo that I've chosen is the Toblerone logo. Now then, do you see the bear in the mountain? If not, then I'm sure I'm going to highlight it in editing. But yeah, I didn't see that. For years, I didn't know that there was a bear in the mountain of the Toblerone logo. I didn't know this, okay? And then as soon as I started my uni course and we started to talk about Gestalt Theory, there it was, the Toblerone logo. And my tutor was like, do you see the bear? And I was like, oh my gosh, there is a bear in that mountain. Figure ground basically works on the principle that our eye wants to see the foreground first before it sees the background. This technique is also used in a lot of our optical illusions, hence why a lot of us in the Toblerone logo, for example, see the yellow parts of the mountain and, you know, just perceive it as like a normal mountain rather than looking at the white bits and therefore seeing the bear, which is how my brain worked for years until it was pointed out to me. Finally, we have symmetry and order, and the logo I chose for this was the Chanel logo, because apparently I wanted to end on a bougie note. You know, we're going with this. Now, this principle is mainly based around balance, and is actually similar to similarity in a way, because obviously objects have to be similar in order to be symmetrical. And that is Gestalt Theory. Now you have this knowledge, you can put it into practice. This could be as simple as like playing a guessing game every time you see a logo and, you know, being like, what principle of Gestalt Theory did they use to make that? I mean, that's like the nerdiest thing you probably could do, but hey, it might be fun. Or if you're feeling a little bit more sort of creative, try and make your own logo or optical illusion using one of the principles of Gestalt Theory. So, you know, whichever way you want to use this knowledge is up to you. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and, you know, if you like what you see, like I said, I have my own channel, no pressure, but it will be in the description. Make sure to subscribe to the Studytube Project for new learning based videos every day, and whoever is doing the video tomorrow, we'll see you guys in the next one.